Football logo updates gone right. When first thinking about this video, Chelsea came to mind, so we'll start with them. They had not one, but two successful redesigns. The first one came in 1953, when they changed the Chelsea pensioner to a lion. Why anyone would choose a pensioner for their club badge is beyond me. The second one came in 2005 when the lion was given a fresh Premier League update. The clean modern look replaced the old one, which is kind of messy and hard to distinguish. A few years earlier, Arsenal had a similar refresh, with the current badge mimicking the new ideas brought on by Wenger. Whilst I like the old badge as a historic look and I think it could be used on anniversary kits and merch, it's far too busy and would never work in the modern era. The 80s were a weird time for badges and logos, with many brands experimenting with minimalist versions of their designs. Milan were one of those bold new pioneers. However, their design missed the mark completely. In 1987, a return to the classic shield logo was made, with the club sticking to it ever since. Juventus also experimented with such a design at the end of the 70s and the beginning of the 80s, featuring a zebra, but it could have been anything from a horse to a Shetland pony. No idea why this was deemed workable, but the club swiftly reverted back to type before going full American in 2017. Inter's 80s logo is also a redesign of a club nickname, namely Il Biscione, or the Big Grass Snake. And whilst I think this one is actually kind of fun, it would never work today. Their iconic round logo was introduced in 1989 and has been here ever since. Liverpool's 2012 rebrand is a very good example of how such a minimalistic design can be done right. The club took the most important part of the old badge and put it at the center of their identity. Whilst I miss the old design, this one simply works. Imagine if they took inspiration from Juventus and created a logo that was just the letter L. Leeds United is our last inclusion, featuring their 1998 redesign. Prior to that, they had an absolutely horrific logo in the 70s, which reminds me of a cupcake factory for some reason. With a solid change during the early part of the 80s, they missed the mark again in 1984 with their white rose with curved text, which makes it very unrecognizable and difficult to read. The logo they have today is simple enough not to be busy whilst retaining the most important elements.